Hi friends, and welcome back to my channel. Today we're doing the September update for my Rolling 10 Project Pan series. I have 4 months left, which feels crazy because that means that this project is 2/3 of the way done. I do have a really good update for you guys today. It is getting colder. Like, it does feel more like fall. Today, not so much. It is like 92 today in Milwaukee. I am holding on to the last little bits of summer. This is a jumpsuit I got from Urban. It's so cute. It's super cute. Really feeling the pink and orange vibes today, obviously. Tried a little bit of a graphic liner. Don't know how well you can see it, but and a bright pink lip. I don't know. It just feels like such a summery combination. And those are two of my favorite colors to wear in the summer. So yeah, with that, let's just jump right into it. All right, first things first, we have the Tati LOC Shadow Stick. This is what it's looking like. Pretty good overall. I've hit the heart, which was my goal last year, or maybe this year. My goal was to hit the heart. I don't know. I feel like it was last year was to get to the T, and I obviously did that. But this year, the heart, obviously. Yeah, it's really getting down there. It's super, super tiny and small, super satisfying. I really don't know. It might have product all the way down to the end. I have no idea, but at this point, I just want to finish it. If it has to be in for another year, it has to be in for another year. Like, I'm not gonna say no to putting it in next year, but I would really, really prefer if it wasn't in next year, you know? But yeah, just using it slowly but surely. Use it every day, 29 times, so pretty good usage. Also, side note, I finally figured out how to sharpen this so that it actually sharpens, because it's really, really difficult to sharpen otherwise. Next up, we have my Glossier Lash Lick Mascara, and this is actually the first product that I used up in August. I used this 23 times. It was getting pretty dry. The thing about this formula is it's really nice when it's a little bit dried out. Like, it still stays really, really great. It got to the point where I felt like I was like scraping the sides with the brush to even get a little bit of product left, because I was mainly using this on my bottom lashes. I didn't need a ton of it, so I was able to keep it in for quite a long amount of time, probably more than someone who was using it as their only mascara every single day. But I'm happy to have it used up. I'm gonna be sad to see it go. I feel like I will at some point repurchase a brown tubing mascara because I just love wearing brown mascara. I think it looks really good on me, and in general, I think it's just like a softer look. I'm not always 100% down for having dark black lashes. Sometimes I just want like a softer brown. I still want my lashes to look like long and full and voluminous and everything, but sometimes it's nice when they're brown. It's a little less harsh. So I probably will repurchase a brown tubing mascara. Maybe not this brown tubing mascara, but I did really like it, and I feel like the price point isn't crazy, so we shall see. Next up is my NYX Bare With Me Concealer, and I recommend this to a lot of people actually, which is funny. It's a great concealer. It is super, super great for dry skin, I feel like, and I have really enjoyed it. The only thing is you have to set it. Even if you have dry skin, you just have to set it. But I'll show you where it is right now. It's kind of underneath the Bear With Me part of the logo right here, which I feel like is pretty good. I remember saying either I think it was 2 months ago, that I was like at the serum. So I feel like it's moving pretty quickly. I would say it's about halfway done. So it's been in for 5 months now, and so I'd assume that I have 5 more months left on it. I don't have 5 months to the end of the year, but we'll see if I can finish it by the end of the year. If I do finish it by the end of the year, it's gonna be like in December, near the end of the year. But I do really like this concealer. I wanna keep using it and use it up eventually, even if I'm rolling it in for next year, which, isn't it funny that I'm already thinking about that? Like, why am I just like, okay, it's September, the year's over. It just feels like once it's September, I'm like, okay, there's 4 months left. And that seems like such a short amount of time. But in August, I'm like half the year's left. Isn't that weird? Let me know down below if anyone else is like that. If they're like, oh yeah, August, it's like still the middle of summer. It's still warm, you know? And then September hits and I'm like, it's cold out and the year's over and it's officially fall and everything else, even though it's like literally 92 degrees today. Regardless, I used this 29 times in August. I'm gonna keep using it until it's all the way used up. I do really enjoy it, and yeah. Next up is my NYX Thick It Stick It Brow Gel. I used this 28 times in August. I do feel like this is one that I thought I was gonna use up in August and I didn't. It still does have enough left to like go through my brows. I truly believe this will be used up in September. It is getting so dry, so down there. I do like it. I don't think I'll end up repurchasing this product, but we'll see when I finish it. It is a lot of product and I feel like it lasted for a good amount of time. There are other brow products that I have in my collection. And I believe before this is going to be released, I will be releasing my declutter series. So if not, that's coming soon and you'll see how many brow products I actually have. If it's already been posted, I will link it up here or up there, depending on what side it's on. But yeah, I really like this brow gel. It's a really good color. NYX is the top for brow products for gingers in my personal opinion. And I've tried a lot of them. This one's pretty good. It is getting definitely very, very dry. I'll even show you. It's just like, I feel like almost nothing comes on the brush anymore when I'm, you know, and I have to go like this. It's just getting down there. I just believe and truly believe that it will be used up by the end of September. So look for my October update and you'll probably see this one used up. Next up is my e.l.f. Halo Glow Liquid Filter, and I used this 28 times in August as well. This is one that I also think I'm gonna be using up soon. I don't know, I felt like I had so much left in this, but then if I kind of twist it around, you can see, I don't know if you're gonna be able to see, but yeah, look, okay, see, that's windowing right there that I'm doing. And I feel like, look, I can get a good amount of windowing going where it's like really, I am clearing it out. So I do feel like it's getting down there. The packaging itself, I know is, I could stop playing with this now. The packaging I know for this is pretty heavy, so I don't know how much actual weight of product there is in this. So I don't know if like the beginning weight and the end weight will be that different because the packaging is just so like weighty and sturdy. But I noticed, I have it kind of like laying on its side, and I noticed that there wasn't that much like pooling going on with it. I do think I have a good amount left, but I also think that I'll have this used up by September. I have another glowy base product that is more of a pinky pearly kind of illuminator. It's from Fenty, and I think I'll be using that one next instead of repurchasing this, though I do think that this is really inexpensive for what it is and really, really good product. I really like it and I highly recommend it to anyone that loves a glowy base. I know I do. So yeah, I definitely think I'll have this used up by next month, and I'm excited for that, but I also really enjoyed it. So if I end up using up that Fenty one, I'll probably repurchase this at some point. I assume it's not going to be like a limited edition. Like I assume this is going to be part of their mainstay collection. It's sold well enough, it got enough TikTok hype that I believe they'll keep this for a while, so I won't have to worry about it. Like, I don't have to stock up on it is basically what I'm saying. Next up is my Maybelline Fit Me Dewy and Smooth Foundation in the shade Fair Ivory 105. I love this foundation, repurchased it thousands of times, and I used this 29 times in August. This is another one that I might use up in September. I feel like I'm really close on a lot of things, but when it doesn't have like a pump or anything. And when I looked, I also keep it on its side, but when I looked, I mean, you're not gonna be able to see it. That's just gonna look like a dark hole. But there's not that much that will like move, if that makes sense. Like, it doesn't look like there's that much in there. I might end up getting a little makeup spatula to get all of the product out, but I just like dump this out on the back of my hand, and I feel like when I first get these and open them, I have to be like, I have to do like one little thing and like a bunch comes out, and now I feel like I'm like literally like, oh. So I mean, even that, nothing's coming out from me doing that, and if it was full, obviously it would. So it's getting down there. I don't know if I will use it up in September, definitely October if not September. I just don't use that much foundation. I don't put foundation all over my face. I've talked about this before, but I really only put foundation like here and here and here. This is my winter shade, and I mean, you can kind of see it even, like it doesn't really match. Looks a little too light, which is funny, but I mix it with the de-bronzy anti-pollution sunshine drops from Drunk Elephant to make it my shade, which is a beautiful combination, adds even a little more glow. I'm a glowy girl, what can I say? I like to look dewy and radiant and lifelike. I'm just not a matte girly. I don't even really get why people are matte girlies. Let me know why you are, if you are, because I'm so curious. And it's not just a trend either. I feel like I've been a radiant skin girly through and through since I was like younger. Even in like the 2016 matte skin era, I still was putting highlighter like kind of way more places than normal people were. I don't know, I'm just a glowy girl. I think it might be having dry skin. My skin, when I have matte things, I don't have a natural radiance going on, if that makes sense. Also, I have neighbors moving in, so there might be some background noise of like their AC or them moving. I'm trying to, it's my upstairs neighbor, so I'm trying to like go around the sound. We'll see what gets picked up. Hopefully it's not too distracting. I'm so sorry if it is. Okay, next up is my Charlotte Tilbury Glowgasm Beauty Light Wand in Pinkgasm. This is a blush. Look at how close I am. Oh my gosh, I didn't realize how flat it was, okay? I really only have this much left, and to be fair, that is a good amount of product for this blush, because I only have to do like a couple dots on each cheek, but I feel like it's still pretty good. It's getting down there. The applicator still works really well. I feel like the formula is still really good. I really like this. I used it 27 times in August. I wanted to say June there for a second. Oh my gosh. This summer has gone by so crazy quickly. But yeah, I do think that I'll be able to use this up by the end of the year. I don't know if I'll be able to use it up by the end of September. This just seems like a lot of product still, but I feel like when it gets down to this point, it can be deceiving. So we'll see. I do really like this. I do think it'll transition well into fall because it is a very like neutral pinky kind of, it's good for year round, right? I can layer blushes over it. I layered a brighter pink over it today for this pink look. I've layered oranges over it. I feel like I can layer a berry over it and it will look beautiful. So yeah, I am excited to keep using this and it is so pretty. It also has glow and luminosity to it. So when I said that I was a radiant skin, dewy skin girly, I really meant it. Every single one of my products basically has radiance to it except for powder. So yeah, but that being said, really enjoying this, and I definitely am getting the itch to get a new blush, which is crazy because I have so many blushes, as you either will or have seen in my Makeup Declutter series. So I'm trying to hold back from buying a new blush. I'm trying to enjoy the blushes that I have. So I feel like I might use this a little bit less next month so that I can use my other blushes and get rid of some of that itch. Because if I use a blush I haven't used in a while, then it's the same as getting a new blush, right? That's my logic on that at least. So yeah. Okay, next up is my Lancome Monsieur Big Part 2. This is the second Lancome Monsieur Big that I'm using up this year, and this one is actually finished. I really thought that I had more time with this. I used this 25 times in August, and I really thought that it was gonna be in for like a month or two. Like last update, I was like, yeah, this is gonna be in for a month or two. I don't know why I thought that, considering that this starting weight was lower of a weight than my last Monsieur Big when it was finished, if that makes sense. Like my last Monsieur Big, when it was finished, its ending weight was 23.11 grams. And when this was rolled in, its starting weight was 23.12 grams. Basically the same. I really don't know why I thought this would be in for longer, but I mean, I'm happy that I used it up. I do think that this makes me think that I could have used the last Lancome Monsieur Big more, but I do remember that I traveled with that one. I did not travel with this one. And anything that you bring into an airplane is gonna get more dried out. So I do think that that one dried out more quickly because of that. But I am glad that I got to use even more of this one. Really happy that it got used up entirely. I have a ton of other mascaras to go through, including my e.l.f. Big Mood mascara, which is basically supposed to be a dupe of this one, same wand and everything. So yeah, I have this one ruled out as well, and those were the two products that I used up. I used up 2 mascaras in August. It was just a mascara month, I guess, which is good. I'm fine with that. But yeah, this is my favorite mascara formula. I recommend it to basically everyone. I'll probably end up repurchasing it or asking for it for birthday, Christmas, whatever. It is a steep price for a mascara, and I do think that you can find other drugstore mascaras that are comparable and just as good. Like the e.l.f. one that I'm using, I do think it's almost as good as this. And considering it's like 1/4 of the price of this, it's more than worth it just to get a drugstore mascara. But as a gift or as a splurge, I do think this is a really good mascara, so yeah. Okay, next up is my Smashbox Turn It On highlighter. Here's what it's looking like. It's a reflective pan, so you might not be able to see it, but it's basically just around the edges. I used this 28 times in August. I'm really enjoying using it. I just feel like it's super satisfying to have this much of it already used up, if that makes sense. Like I'm like, okay, I can get down there. This is basically like what my ColourPop Lunch Money highlighter looked like for the last like couple months when I had it. And I was like, yes, I can do it. I can just like power through. But I had started with that like not even having a real pan in it, you know what I mean? So I feel like, or maybe I did have a pan at the beginning, it was just tiny. But this, I feel like it's so satisfying to use up then. I've hit the wall on this little corner and I'm trying to kind of like go around in a circle. But I use this on my inner corner and under my brow bone as well as on my cheeks. So I'm using it everywhere. I do think it's really pretty. It works for my summer shade. I mean, it's on today. I also have another pink highlighter layered on top of it, but I do think it's really beautiful. And it was a weird transition for me, not gonna lie, going from a cream highlighter to a powder highlighter again. But yeah, I'm excited to have it like used up completely. I wanna get my highlighters going. I have so many highlighters that have been in my collection for years and years and years, and yeah, it's really slow for me to use up highlighters. I don't know when I'll have this used up. Hopefully by the end of this year. I'm gonna keep trucking on it every single day, but we'll see. I mean, I'm just happy to get more of it used up, and I will roll it in next year as well because I'm just dedicated to having this used up. I love when I am like, when it becomes like a vendetta, when a product is like, okay, now you and me to the end, you know, like I will see this through. I just get so like jazzed about finishing products, and that's why I have a Project Pan channel, by the way. I actually like this. I know some people are like, some of my friends are like, oh, so you just like finish makeup? But I love it. It's so satisfying. I don't know what it is, but I love doing it. When I found out what project panning was, I was immediately into it, immediately enthralled. You either get it or you don't. You're either like I don't mind having products in my collection for a long time, or you're like, I want to use products up. I love when I hit pan on products. I love when I actually get to use the collection that I have. It's super satisfying, and it makes it so that my collection isn't super big, super overwhelming for me, and also so that I can actually like see what I like or don't like about products. And also it makes me think more when I'm gonna buy something. Like if I'm gonna buy a highlighter, I can think to myself, okay, I'm gonna have this highlighter in my collection for like 4 years. Is it worth it? You know? It also makes me buy travel size more, like travel size highlighters and stuff, especially because you just don't need that much product. The products that you can get, when you can get like 100 grams of highlighter, you are never going to be able to use that up before it either like goes bad or the trend is different, or you just find something else you like. Like makeup is so oversaturated where things are constantly being released that it's just not worth it sometimes to buy a huge blush, a huge highlighter, maybe like a bronzer because you're using all over the face, maybe a base product because you're using that all over. But for the most part, it's like eyeshadows, highlighters, toppers, things like lip colors. You're not gonna be able to finish it most of the time unless it's your only one. And if you have a medium-sized collection like me, sometimes it's just not worth it to get the newest, trendiest thing if you have something comparable. So that's why I do declutters, and that's why I like project panning. That aside, I feel like I'm gonna get a lot of really good progress on this, and hopefully it'll be satisfying to watch it go down. And yeah. Next up is the last product in my 10 from August, and this is the ColourPop No Filter Sheer Pressed Powder. Here's what it's looking like, okay? Much bigger dip than I had at the beginning of rolling it in. I used this 29 times in August, and I really enjoyed it actually. Again, it was a bit of a transition to go from a translucent loose powder to a kind of sheer colored pressed powder, but again, I've been really liking it. My main goal for this first month was to get rid of some of the hard pan on this side, and I feel like I did that, as well as expand the pan. I am trying to flatten it before I like expand the pan more this next month, because I feel like I don't want a ring around the outside. But I ended up really enjoying this. It's under my eyes right now. I do feel like it is brightening without it being too harsh and white, especially in the summer when I'm a little more tan. But I have no problem using this one up. I do think I'll be able to use it up by the end of the year. I don't know, maybe I'm just overconfident, but I feel like a lot of product has moved in the last month alone, and I have 4 months left. So I'm hoping I can get it used up. I do think the only caveat to that is that in the fall and winter, I use a lot less powder because I'm a lot more dry. So I do think that that's gonna be kind of interesting to see when I'm only setting underneath my eyes, or I'm setting less, if that makes sense, because I'm kind of putting powder like all around my T-zone right now. But Again, I do think I might be able to use it. If not, I'll roll in next year because we're getting to that Coty Airspun. I will pan that Coty Airspun as well. It's gonna happen. That might take me 4 years, but I will do it. Yeah, I missed having a pressed powder because of how convenient and small it is. Like, this is so convenient to have, like, for an overnight or something. And I love that it comes with a mirror. Like, there are benefits to having a pressed powder over a loose powder. It is a little bit different to apply. I use a little bit different of a technique and a little bit of a different brush, but overall, really enjoying it. Okay, so I used 2 products in August, and that brings my total to 13 products used overall. My goal is obviously 23 in 23, so I have 10 left. That gives me a little over 2 to finish every single month. I do think I talked today about like 2 to 3 products that I think I can have used up in September. So really it just comes down to, yeah, getting the end of the year, getting things used up and getting the last 10, and hopefully I'll be able to squeak by. I feel like last year at this time I was already at like 18 or something crazy like that because I got to 30 by the end of the year. I was finishing like, I had 1 month where I finished 5 products in a month. I think that was last July. Insane. I'll tag that up here if you want to go back and watch that update because that was crazy. But I obviously have 2 things to roll in. So the first thing that I'm rolling in is actually a color corrector. This is from Jeffree Star Cosmetics and it is their pale yellow color corrector. I debated rolling in like a bronzer. I debated rolling in another mascara. I debated rolling in a lip balm again. I don't know. I just was feeling this. I use it every single day and I do feel like I want to get it used up because I've been using it every single day, the same as my concealer, and now I just feel like they're a little pair and they both have to be used up. I don't know, that's just how it's working in my head. I'm excited to have this rolled in, again, because I already use it every single day. It helps brighten up my inner corners. I just put like a dot on my inner corners and then I put concealer kind of everywhere else around my eyes. But yeah, hopefully next month you'll be able to see some windowing in this. I do think there's not a ton of product left because I have been using it every day for quite a while now. But I want, the main reason that I want to have this used up is for the fall, instead of having a yellow concealer, I want to have a peachy concealer, again, like a color corrector. So my goal is to finish this up so I can purchase a peachy color corrector because I just think that will help me more in the fall and winter when I'm less tan. So yeah, that is the first product I'm rolling in. The other product I'm rolling in is this teeny tiny little lip gloss. This is a sample lip gloss from Bobbi Brown. This is their their crushed oil infused gloss in the shade Free Spirit. And I have a bunch of lip products that I have been wanting to pan. So I have 10 lip products that are on my to pan list. And I did start tracking how much I used them. I started in May, just tracking how often I use them, and those are the ones I focus on the most. I wear other lip products, like I'm not wearing this today, I'm not wearing any of my Focus 10 lip products today, and that's not like a video series or anything, that's just for me. It might be a video series next year, depending, but I just thought it'd be nice to roll this into my actual project pan. I do think it's a really good color for September specifically. It's like a light brown, nudie, kind of rosy, I don't know, it just reminds me of fall, but it's not like deep fall or anything like that. And also, I love this formula. This crushed oil gloss is so comfortable. It has such good shine, such good pigmentation, and it's just so tiny that I want to have it used up. Like, this is so easy to take around with me and reapply throughout the day, and it's just so small. Like, I want it used up. I want to get one of the 10. Well, I think I did already finish one of the 10, actually. I finished up a lip gloss, a Bite lip gloss in the shade 2007, I believe, which is like a really, really light pink. So I already used up one of them. I want to use up another because my goal is to use up all of them, obviously. But I think this is the perfect one for September. So last year, that's also where I got a lot of success, is I rolled in a bunch of lip glosses and would use them up basically in like a month or 2 just because I was using them every day, and I don't usually use a lip gloss every single day for like a month. So that is also my goal, to get through a lot of these lip glosses again this fall. I just think that was a good strategy. I don't know, I'm using what I had, right? Like, I figured something out that worked and I'm gonna keep doing it. And so yeah, we'll see if I can finish this in September, if not October, but either way, it'll work for fall, and especially the transition from like summer to fall. So yeah. All right, with that, that has been my end of August, beginning of September update for my Rolling 10 Project Pan. If you like this video, please like it. And if you like me, please subscribe. I have really enjoyed filming and editing lately. And I don't know, I feel very refreshed. I feel like I'm back in it. So yeah, I have had some issues actually with my editing. My computer just kind of like stopped letting me edit. So I've been editing on my phone actually, which has been so weird. So if things look a little different, that's why. It's kind of crazy what you can do with cell phones at this point in time. But yeah, with that, I hope you're having a great day, week, month, year, wherever you are. And yeah, with that, I will see you in my next video. Bye guys.